This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Superior Bait and Tackle. Welcome to another edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Let me tell you, we had a great week, another great week. We got all the rodeos that are coming up. We got events. But this week, we was supposed to have covered more, but our fishing report got a little long. My editor said, no, I'm not going to cut that up. We're going back. We're going to visit Captain Mac with Wicked Fishing Charters. It was a trip they gave away for a one-man shoot. The gentleman that won it been a great guy. He also with Hunters for the Hungry, so we got some few interviews with them. We got them catching fish out of Island Marina, so we're going to show that. Most of the show going to be that. Finally, we got some fishing going on, and then fishing report. Captain Mike and all the captains down there, Venice, everywhere. I've talked to people catching fish, and some things a little bit different that they're doing. Getting satellite reports with the rivers down low. So we're gonna have a pretty good fishing report, and we got some tournament rodeo news. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Superior Bait and Tackle on Seagull Lane.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Hey, I'm Captain Mackey with Wicked Fishing Charters, and we're going to fish Lake Catherine today. We're going to start off probably over an unknown pass, throwing some live shrimp, doing some bottom fishing, just seeing what we can hook up into. We're going to mainly be catching croaker to use for bait later, and probably go fish for bull reds and maybe hook up with a couple bull sharks. So we'll see what happens.
Good morning, I'm Scott Cooper. Looking forward to fishing with Captain Mack and Wicked Fishing this morning, but I'm also heavily involved in an organization called Hunters for the Hungry. We've been around since 1994. I got involved in '96. We provide an outlet for hunters and fishermen, sportsmen, to provide extra bounty that they have to those in need, you know, the old age homes, soup kitchens, orphanages, etc. So we have a couple programs. One's Clean Out Your Freezer Day, every end of August, beginning of September, typically on a Sunday afternoon at a bunch of different locations throughout the state. People can take last year's fishing game and deposit to us. We work closely with the food banks for that. We have a program to donate a whole deer throughout the deer season. We got 1,150 deer last year. We about 300,000 pounds of meat donated throughout the state. You can drop the deer off. We'll take it from at the processors. The processor will give you the choice cuts back, your back straps and tenderloins, and then grind up the rest for us. This year we started a new program I'm pretty excited about, where you can donate whole hogs, primarily in the springtime. We got some state money to help us with the processing cost, but our very first year we got 1,200 hogs, about 400,000 pounds of meat that's going to go to the hungry.
What's our strategy today, Captain? I see we're catching a lot of croaker.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we want. Not so much the hardheads, we're throwing those back, but the croaker we're throwing in the live well because we're going to use those for bait. Plan on using them to catch bigger fish, preferably bull reds, but I also like to catch bull sharks. So I think that's going to be on the agenda today.
Ready to come in yet, that much I'm sure of. You are nice for that, huh? Nice for that.
Right.
gonna make the slot.
He's at, wow, yeah, he's beautiful. That's what we want right there. Take those all day. So I thought he was giving a hard fight, but not crazy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna get him in. It's not quite ready. He did not hit hard at all.
No, he was like dead weight. I was like, this is a rig. Turned into not a rig.
I mean, I was so used to croakers, I was just letting it sit down there, you know?
Yeah. Beautiful redfish.
Yep. Nice.
Exactly what we want.
Nice, nice.
Right in the inside of the mouth. Doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, he's probably 26, if I had to guess. That's what we want. You called it. If he's 26 and a half, I'm going to be pretty impressed. No, he's closer to 28. Wow,
Yeah.
he's longer than he looks when you stretch him.
Yep.
28 and a half.
Oh well.
Hey, still good
In
eating.
the ice chest.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Can I get a picture with him real quick?
Sure.
Might as well. Catch.
Your picture. Oh, our cameras are all in the dry bag.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Berkeley Power Bait Max Set. Outfishes original power bait by 45%. Disperses a supercharged scent field that attracts more fish and triggers more strikes. Power Bait Max Set. Fish bite and won't let go.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. You know, before I get into some of these tournament reports and everything, I want to mention something about that trip with Wicked Charters. You know, the other captain that was there, Captain Mike Mack, bought it from him, and he took it over. But what makes them unique, they do the shark fishing and the alligator gar fishing. So and that's what they go by Wicked Charters. Diane Dubuque and Chris, our producers, they did a show one time, unbelievable footage of the fish coming in with. They had all the different cameras in them. It was just unbelievable job Chris and Don and them did on it, and it should be on their website. So if you ever want to see it on that trip, I was supposed to make that trip. Something happened. I mean, not with them, but a trip. But Wicked Charters is something different. Well, this week in the fishing report, my captain Mike, fishing fool.
What's a good bait?
He been taking kids out in Lake Pontchartrain. Right now, the sharks. You've been hearing about sharks everywhere. In Grand Isle, having trouble getting their baits in or their fish in. The sharks are taking half their trout, half whatever. The sharks are out there right now, and you're hearing it all over the news. So I'm not going to try to tell y'all not to go, because usually that's a good time of the year. The fish are there, the sharks are there, people are there, crabs are there. So we'll talk more about the fishermen, but I just wanted to mention You just saw Wicked Charters. If you really want to get a unique charter, Mike is doing that now. He's taking kids out and letting them catch these sharks. And what he's doing with them, I don't know. And whatever it is, you bet it's legal. So now, let me go to some of the tournaments coming up. The big thing that's coming up this weekend is fishing for scholarships. It's the University of Louisiana Lafayette, the Alumni Association, been putting it on for years. I was supposed to be one of the weightmasters and just been there last year. That was the same week I had the wreck, so I didn't go. I'm planning on going. It's this coming weekend. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is the big day. It's going to be Intercoastal City. The way I think they got a bass tournament. They got weigh-ins. They got bands. Just go to the website. It's just unbelievable. Here's the flyer. You might see, but I don't know what year it is, but they're going to have a lot of the coaches there on the main day. The president, university, John Claude also is the head of the Alumni Association putting this on. So I got plans to be there, the good Lord willing. So if y'all go there, y'all fishing the festival or dancing, they're going to have music. So if you know if it's not too hot and I'm feeling well, but I might do a little dancing. So don't put that on your calendar. That's all. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, another tournament, a big tournament coming up is the Veterans Tournament. That's the annual tournament they put on. Sometime they had it at Jack Miller's before, but it's going to be a dry Rones Landing 2-day tournament this coming Saturday and Sunday. I just want to remind the people putting it on. I heard it through. They used to call me every year, give me a lot of notice. I had to hear it through the grapevine. So, but it's a great tournament. They're expecting about 200 people. I believe you can get there early enough. The day of the tournament, they'll let you fish. And it's a 2-day tournament now. So if you want to find out more, go to their website. All right, now, another tournament that was held, another one I didn't get reports. I'm fussing. You know, I really want to help these young tournaments. I want to give them publicity when I can. I'm not going to guarantee you that they're going to bring people out there, but it definitely ain't going to hurt. But Walker High School, they had a tournament, and it was at Dry Rones, and it was to, I saw it on the internet, and I saw the board, and my friend Steve Fontana had come in, him and his brother John had come in second. Well, I was looking at the board, and it said Walker High School. I said, well, I usually do a lot, especially with, I thought the high school association had something to do with it. Well, they were doing a good cause. They were raising money for the boys on their team that are going to the Nationals. Nationals coming up. We have a lot of kids from this area, you know, from Southwest Junior Bass Masters and Central and Walker and these high schools around here. A lot of these kids are going to the national tournament. Every year we have that. I also saw something with kids. They had the national championships, the archery championships and the shooting sports with 4-H. I'm trying to get in touch with the guy that's running right now. I got word from them. We got a bunch of national champions coming from Louisiana, so I want to highlight them. If y'all listening to me or you're watching the show, Mr. Mike Burns, who does a lot with those kids down in the Alexandria area, he told me, so I'm going to get it. So that's it for the kids, and that's for the tournament. Coming up, Big Daddy Grand Isle Rodeo, Fall Power Rodeo coming up at the end of the month. And then coming August, you got Ride the Bull. So stay vigilant, stay in touch, and we'll come back later with Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
I just realized I do have to walk a high. The tournament results, the top three anyway, thanks to Steve Fontana and them. But he usually, and not just because he's on there, but he sends a lot of them that I hear about it, or he calls those people and tell them to send me those reports so I can share them with y'all. Now, the Walker High School tournament #1 was Blake Narcan and Charles Glorioso, 11.53. And they barely beat Steve and John Fontana. And Steve told me twice they had the winning fish on. They would have pushed them over. They had 11.29, so about 2/100ths of a point they lost. But Steve and them come in second, and Roger Walker and Becky Walker come in third with 10.11. Congratulations, y'all. Now, let's go to a fishing report. I don't know where y'all want to start. Let me go back to Bobby Black, who was saying he's fishing Lake Potsdam. He saw those pokies. Well, I'm getting tongue-tied again here this morning. This past weekend, and he found them, and his crew were there, and they were catching redfish. His crew was from Ruston and his friends. They loaded the box. Send me a picture of the box. And he sent me a couple of pictures of his friend right there catching holding up in big redfish. He got on a bull red, caught him with this, but they had a box full of speckled trout, and that's Bobby doing his thing. Got it. He was wore out. I got that report late last night when he was coming in. The other reports are coming from Venice. Same thing. I got some people send me the captains, Ron Carter and them, the Carter boys, they're fishing out of Venice Marina. It's just unbelievable. The water is so low. The bass, the flounder, the redfish, they're catching everything down there. I remember I used to stay down there this time of year. The water was low. I stayed down there a whole week. I used to stay in the houseboat, and it was just unbelievable. The fish we used to catch, it was just a paradise. It's no wonder sometimes they call it the #1 fishing destination in the country. And I know in Venice down there, sometimes, I've seen magazines, they're in the top 3 or 4 of the fishing destinations in the world. So right now is the time to go. There's so many captains down there catching fish. You see them on Facebook, whatever. I'm trying to get to Carter and them. He was fishing with my old fishing buddy, Vance Mizzlerocker, the dentist, Arthur Donner, and Vance got his camp and duck hunter, fisherman, turkey hunter. I used to film, used to go with him a lot, but right now, anything you go down to Venice, you call them captains and marinas, it's a no-brainer. It's just unbelievable. Same thing right now in Fouchon. Some of them old captains down there, they run in the West Timberlea, they fishing areas, they catching fish. Cocoa I'm getting troubles from Cocoa Dulac, all these places, these captains. I was just looking at Facebook, and these old time, Mr. Tommy Pellegrin, and them filling boxes up. So all you got to do is call the marinas down there, find you a captain, and go. And you don't have to get your boat ready. You don't have to do nothing. And if you got 3 or 4 of y'all, it probably won't cost y'all more than $200 or $300 a piece for everything. So you call them captains, go ahead and catch this fishing trip. Now, freshwater, I'm having trouble with my computer. I had a couple of my friends, they sent me some pictures. They texted me a picture. I told them to send it on email, and it didn't come through. Something wrong with my server. But I might show it again next week. But they are catching fish right now in Saw. Back in Berry, going all the way back to the end around Berry Lake. They're catching sac-a-lait and brown. The guys are catching bass. I talked to Don Hutchinson. Him and his buddy, they were fishing in the spillway. They were fishing a blue trickworm, a blue sapphire color. They fishing a trickworm, fishing off the ledges in the main bayou. And the water's down low, and you find in that tent, fishing the outside stumps. Used to do that all the time in July, after a rain shower, afternoon rain shower before dark. We used to get down there and catfish in them islands where they had the stumps out at the end. Water, as long as it was 5 or 6 feet, it was cool enough, I guess, and we used to hurt them bass. I'm talking about them bass from 1.5 pounds, 1.5 3/4, 2 pounds. It was just, back then we were fishing the black and the yellowtail one. But I'm just remember that when Don was telling me, had a good time. You know, they caught about 18 bass, and they was throwing a lot back because they got some tournaments going up. So I thank Don and for that report and sharing that report. He was fishing off a big pigeon. So I'm trying to think of all the places right now. The reports are coming from Toledo Bend, the same thing. Fishing deep, fishing sac-a-lait deep, fishing those party voyages, fishing at night. It just, all these reports are coming in, and they're easy to find. You can go to Lake Country and find all these fishing reports. Call your local marinas. If you're a Facebook person, these captains are all putting it there. Neil Reckett and them been catching them monster trout. Down in Venice, I'm talking about some of them are 4-pound average. So I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed that fishing with Wicked Charters. Just remember when I tell you, I mentioned these captains. Let me see if I can get anything. They gave it a walk-on tournament. Don't forget fishing for scholarships in the coastal city, Louisiana Lafayette, University of Louisiana Lafayette. Don't forget the Veterans Tournament, the dry run. So, God bless y'all. See y'all next week. Still the hurricane season. I heard a guy talking on the radio about El Nino and all of those things. It's the hottest, the ocean, Pacific Ocean and all this, the hottest that water's been in 1,000 years or whatever. Some of it might make a difference, but prayer always makes a difference. So, see y'all next week.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.